What's going on, guys? Welcome everybody back to another video, and finally team of the season is here, which means we've got some pretty cool objectives to look at today. If you guys are new to this series, well, these objective guys, essentially we look at all new objectives. I give you guys my tips and tricks, run through all of these objectives, and I answer some of the most common questions I get, right? I've been doing objective guides for a couple FIFAs now. I get quite a few comments, so I'm going to try to answer most of them in the video as well. Let me know down below if you guys do have any other questions I may not have answered in this video, and make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new, and let me know what team of the season cards you want me to review later on, because there's some pretty good looking TOTS cards today. Now this Parejo, speaking of really good looking TOTS cards, not only is he a beautiful man, this card looks absolutely unreal. I mean, you look at his stats, and I am actually really interested to see what his agility and balance is. I know this isn't a player review, but I still actually want to check out what he's working with when it comes to his agility and balance. So I'm going to go to concepts, because Footbin's not seemed to updated yet. So you have a look at his in-games medium, 3-star skill moves. He's actually got a really nice agility and balance boost. He looks absolutely sensational as either a CDM or a defensive-minded box-to-box. So if you guys want to complete him, make sure to watch this video and let's get into it, boys. So first of all, we've got score 2 outside of a box goals in the live FUT Friendly community challenge. Now the outside of a box goals, there's no simple way to say it, but the one tip I can give you is literally if you let your opponent get you his 2 outside of a box goals and see if he does the same. You can chuck him a message. If you've got your phone, you can download the Xbox or PlayStation app depending on the console you're on. Search up your opponent's username. You can copy and paste a message and say, hey man, if I let you get 2 outside of a box goals, can you do the same for me? And there you go, you can tick that off within one game, obviously assuming you can find someone nice enough to do so. But usually, I mean, if the first dude doesn't, usually the second or third guy will help me out. I have done it in the past and I can confirm, I mean, it literally benefits both people, doesn't it? You've even got assist 4 goals using centre mids in the live FUT Friendly community challenge. Now with this one, it has to be a centre mid in the centre mid starting position. If you play a CDM obviously if you play a CDM as a centre mid, I don't think it will work. If you play a cam as a centre mid, I don't think it will work. If you played a centre mid in a cam position, I think it might work, but just to be safe, make sure you're using a centre mid in that centre mid position. You've even got win 4 matches in the live FUT Friendly community challenge, score using Spanish players in 8 separate matches in the live FUT Friendly community challenge. This looks like a really simple, relatively short objective to do. 8 games, obviously assuming you can get the wins, the assists with the goals and the outside of a box done, you could probably get this done within an hour and a half or so. We're going to go ahead and show you guys the community challenge game mode, and then I'm going to build you guys a squad builder that you can use and you can copy. It'll be a cheaper squad builder that if you guys don't have a crazily stacked club, you can easily work with. Now if we have a look at the community challenge, it is a classic match. You need at least 7 leagues and at most 1 lone player. So let's get into the squad builder, boys. Right boys, so we have built a base squad that you can use. Now I know it's not the most prettiest of squads, but when you have got a requirement of at least 7 leagues, and I do obviously want to stay within the 30,000 coin budget, reminder, this squad builder is for those of you that may not have too much coins to work with, right? If you're someone that has got a very stacked club, what I would recommend doing, it doesn't have to be gold rare or anything, so you can literally just search your club. I'd search specific nations and see if you got nations with different league players. For example, I don't have any English players, but maybe if you got a really stacked club, you can have a look at Spanish players, and you'll have a bunch of them pop up from La Liga, Serie A, Premier League, etc. But this is a cheap squad builder we've gone for. As you can see, we've got at least 7 leagues. We've got a La Liga striker, another Premier League striker, we've got a Serie A left mid, another Premier League centre mid, obviously we've got a Bundesliga centre mid, an Eredivisie right mid, a Liga NOS left back, and we do indeed have a Scottish League right back. Now the Scottish League right back here, Tavernier, is obviously the key. He is the 7th league for this. Now my number 1 tip would be full the bench up with your main team, because there is no requirements that forbid you from doing so. As you can see, our absolutely L91 plus icon pack there, but fill your bench up with your main team players and you can sub them on straight away. For example, you could use up to 3 subs, so I could use these lads. I could sub on my He Minis right here in game. I could sub on my Philip Lahm for Saul, and then I could play my my Eusebio up top for Eusebio, and would play like this in game, which obviously those 3 players would make a big difference. Now I'm not sure the type of players you've got on your bench or in your main team, just make sure you put your main team and have some super subs available. Now this team is probably coming in at roughly 20,000 coins, even cheaper, 15,000 coins. As I said, it is tough to get chem, so I would make sure to get a manager in there. You could go for like a Spanish manager and apply a Serie A chemistry style or a manager league on him, and you're good to go, and they'll bump that chemistry up to like 90, 91 or so. But lads, we're going to head on over to the number 2 tip, which in my opinion is going to be absolutely massive, and that is indeed going to be chemistry styles. Now, let's take this Antonio card, for example. Now, I know he's only being played on 8 chemistry, so we have to keep that in mind. But if you find Antonio on game, obviously we'll have to go through this way, go to his gold card this way. FUTBin, I'm not sponsored by them as well, just using them as an example. But you can apply different chemistry styles to him, which will affect how he performs in game. For example, a marksman gives him +8 shooting, +8 dribbling, and +6 physical, and it does make him perform, as you can see here, as an 85 rated striker in game. A finisher does the same, makes him perform as an 85 rated striker, gives him a +10 shooting and a +9 dribbling. So what I would recommend doing, and you don't have to go out and buy hunters and shadows for thousands of coins, but simply pick up a chemistry style, any chemistry style, for 200, 300 coins. If you do not have any in the club, chuck them on your strikers or your players for that matter. Maybe you can chuck some engines on your midfielders, marksmen on your attackers, and it'll just make them feel that little bit better in game. Now, after you've got your squad, and it may be the same squad as mine, or you may be using your own squad with your gold players depending on the team yet or club you have got, for example. But what I would do, and tip number 3, is golden goal. Now lads, golden goal is very, very effective, and when I say this, boys, I mean it. Now if you want to do golden goal, that's up to you. It's not a game mode where, you know, you have to, or everyone's expecting you to, because I know you need to get the assists with the centre mids, I know you need to get the outside of a box goals, but if you do get those outside of a box goals, you've got, maybe you get that done within the 3rd game, you've got the assists with the centre mids, you've got your outside of a box goals done, you've got your Spanish goals. Obviously you need to get a Spanish goal in 8 separate matches. That's why I've gone for this Spanish trio here of Morales, Deulofeu, and Saul. But honestly, after you've got that, you can do golden goal, and if you are one to do golden goal, make sure to change your team name to that. Basically, golden goal, if you score first, your opponent will quit, and if you concede first, you quit and just jump into the next game. Speeds it up for everyone. Once again, that's just a little tip. It's not necessary, or it's not a necessity to do golden goal in this game mode like it is in one league. Now as well, I did forget to run through the players, so if you want to pause the video, but we've got Morales at left striker, Antonio as our right striker, Deulofeu as our left mid with Saul, Bellingham as our 2 centre mids, Madueke, I've absolutely butchered that, Grimaldo at left back, Nacho Fernandez and Tomori as our 2 centre backs, Tavernier at right back, and Mainan in net. Lads, this is a squad that has got obviously at least 7 leagues that you can use. Let's go here to recap over it one more time. Remember as well, boys, if you've got any questions, make sure to let me know down below. So you've got the score 2 outside of a box goals. You can simply message your opponent and ask him, if I get 2 outside of a box goals, can you do the same? And happy days, just go from there. Assist 4 goals using your centre mids. As you can see, I have my centre mid Bellingham in the centre mid position in the 4-4-2, and Saul, my number 1 tip for this one is just make sure not to play them out of position like a cam. As a centre mid on like 9 chemistry, it will not work. Win 4 matches and obviously score using Spanish players in 8 separate 8 separate matches. If you're using the squad builder that I made for you guys, those 8 separate matches, or sorry, those Spanish players would be either Morales, Saul, I think it is, and then Deulofeu. Alright boys, hopefully this video did help you guys out. If it did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. And once again, any questions, make sure to let me know down below. See you boys later.